Hey, what's up? Okay, so as promised, I wanted to share very quickly at a high level what's possible for your personal brands, for your professional service, for your product, for you. And that's all possible more so now than ever with AI. It's not a fad, it's not going anywhere. I promise. It's just going to keep going and going. You're not going to lose your job to AI, but you will lose your job to someone that knows how to use it. So I'm going to get into why I mean, I've spent a lot of time on the panel just now explaining the importance of personal branding on some of the outcomes that have happened for me through personal branding. I was able to get taken seriously as a young Black woman in the financial services to become a top 100 global financial influencer. I've been flown out to Australia for speaking gigs. I've just like really showed up differently in the industry when really I shouldn't have won. Like that shouldn't have been possible for me, but I just won the PR game and I didn't wait for someone to big me up. I've been tooting my own horn this whole time, and that's exactly what it takes. So, currently I am the marketing strategist and I'm a startup coach. That was elaborated on a little bit. And I'm also a startup founder myself. So I've gone through the grind and I know what it takes. You guys have so much heart and grit. I talked a little bit about how I went to University of Toronto to study psychology and cognitive science. And I did that because I wanted to learn not just like about all of those salacious mental health issues that like schizophrenia and things like that. And I wasn't so much interested on how to get people that are in a state of drowning to a state of treading water. Far more interested in what it takes to get from that homeostasis kind of flatline, doing okay, got the car, got the house, now what, to shooting for the stars, to being one of the most influential, greatest, innovative, and impactful people in the world. So, what does it take to be one of those people? And essentially, what it takes, very simply, is a belief that you can do it and consistent action towards it constantly. For instance, let's say that I don't know, pick a famous person, any famous person. Oprah. Yeah, great. So let's say that I wanted to have Oprah speak at my conference, or even if I just wanted to talk to her, right? But let's say I wanted something specific, like I wanted her to speak at my conference. If I tried every day in every way, if I tweeted her, if I was like in her email, if I was going for her assistance, if I was sending her postcards and letters, trying to be cute and funny, like day after day after day, do you think eventually Oprah might say, Laura, what the hell do you want? Yeah. Right? Like at this point, what do you want? I kind of rate you for this at this point. So that's true of literally anything. Edison with the light bulb, the Wright brothers with the airplane. They were sure they could do it. They may have taken 2,000, 3,000 experiments to do it. It didn't matter. 3001 was the one that did it. It's possible. So I thought, what's one thing I can do every day that will eventually get me those results? And I came to the conclusion that if I build my personal brand and if I set myself apart as an industry expert, that I will be an industry expert and I will do well in business and I will get the outcomes that I want. So this is true for me, it's true for anyone. And so for everyone here today, it should be your personal goal to be a thought leader in your space. And that's what we're talking about here. It just starts with thought leadership. People know, like, and trust you. This is the secret sauce. But to know you, you got to talk about yourself. You got to be visible. So I'm going to show you what it looks like to grow your connections using AI or elbow grease. Nothing stops you from having that LinkedIn app on your phone. It doesn't, what does 150 clicks take? 150 seconds? Sorry, you don't have 150 seconds with all the scrolling you're doing on IG? Please don't. Okay, so you don't need to spend any money doing this. People want to know about affordable things to do. Lead generation is very expensive. It was expensive 6 years ago to lead generate at $100 per web form. Now it's $300. The crowd is so crowded. The conversion rates used to be 10, 20% on specifically mortgage leads. Now they've fallen to like 5, 3%. And they're mostly garbage leads. So it's real, like that's not the way. You don't want to be playing that game where you're fighting for the business of strangers on the internet that really don't give a damn about you or care what you're about. They're probably just using you. So you really want people that understand your value proposition and that have been following you some time, have had some time to warm up to you, and then you can convert them a lot easier. So if you, wherever you're at now, I don't know, Deborah, how many LinkedIn connections do you have right now? 7, 6. So I'm like number 8 or I was like, yeah. Okay, well, it doesn't matter because if you did 150 a week, it would still look like this kind of compound thing, right? Like you start, let's say at 3,900, like you can see within May 2024 to May 2026, that's 2 years from now, you can go from 4,000 to 2,000 or 20,000 rather, or in your case, you can go from 0 to 16,000 LinkedIn connections within 2 years. So that's 16,000 people on your mailing list. That's 16,000 potential leads that you can nurture, that you can start interacting with, and that you can, show up on their post for and comment smart things that only you know and show what you've got. And it doesn't take hundreds of hours necessarily. It's just consistency and just building it into your day, like stacking that habit. Like if you're having your morning coffee or whatever you do all the time where you have that downtime, just make it a habit to just like a few posts, comment on a few posts, add a few connections, okay? Not just anyone. I'm going to show you how and who to add. So now I'm going to do a demo on how to search for and add your target market. I'm going to show you one particular AI tool, actually two, that I use. There's many out there. So this is not like I don't make any money from this or whatever. Like it's just take it, do it. I don't care if you use this one or whatever one, do something. Okay. So let's do it. What I would do, and I want to use who did I promise? Was it I said I would use the chef. Yes, Monsieur Chef. Let's do it. So let's say that I'm a chef. Who would you say? You said you wanted to get in touch with admin people. That's right? Cool. All right. So what you would do is LinkedIn, pretty straightforward. You would go to My Network, manage My Network, go to connections. Maybe you got 5, maybe you got 29,000. All right. So this is who I'm connected with. Priscilla connected with me today, Zane. Cool. This guy, David O'Mara, deleted me because of my Palestine post and then came back, which is hilarious. I see he realized he might have been on the wrong side of history there, maybe. I don't know. Okay. So we're here. Now we're going to search with filters. Who here has used the function? Not many. Cool. Okay, so we're going to search with filters and there's this distinction here. Do you see where my mouse is? Where it says first, second, and third plus? So first connections is people I'm already connected with. Second is like a friend of a friend. So when you only have 8 connections, your second connection list isn't going to look like 4.3 million. But if I'm one of your connections, it would still look like 70,000. Like if you had Tunde and me, like you'd still have 100,000 or something second connections. So you can see how this is exponentially going to increase. The more connections you have is the more people you can connect to. You cannot connect to third connections. You see that third plus? You need to be a premium member. You only get like 20 per month. It's a hassle, right? So the main thing is that, again, it's about you said it yourself, like who you want to be tomorrow, the person you're going to grow into, right? Like one day I absolutely want to write a book. One day I absolutely want to start another company and be recognized on more stages and get more speaking gigs, right? Like I need to keep working towards that. And the more people that know me, the better. So with all that said, you click second connections and go to all filters here. So I'm going to second connections, and here's my advanced search filters. I can go with locations. So would you like to focus on people in Toronto specifically? You're willing to travel out there? I mean, you're a caterer. All right, I'm gonna go GTA, bro. All right, okay. Let's see how you do in T-Bay. You know, you could drive 17 hours and be in this bloody province, right? It's crazy. Yeah, it's like 2 hours. That's cool. All right, so yeah, and like so we if you want a niche, you could do that too, right? You could write Peterborough, you could write London, Ontario, whatever you want. But for the sake of argument, I'll just do GTA. All right, so I could do current company. Maybe like, do you have certain organizations that you're targeting, or is there like is it small businesses, medium-sized businesses? What kind of business are you targeting?
Our industry, they have more supposed to expand for stuff.
Hmm. Hmm. Nice. So are you talking like manufacturing or like factories? Okay, so yeah, that makes a lot of sense, right? They'd have a lot of heads and they'd have a lot of company events to keep morale up because their life sucks, etc. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Checks out. Yeah, I gotta keep it interesting. It's late. So, all right. So if we can do a company, we can do like, let's add Ford Motors. We can add, uh, give me some other car companies. Toyota, good call.
Tesla.
Yep, nice. Merc. Nah, no. Yeah, I know. It's such a paradox, right? Okay, give me some mid low tier one. Mazda, I don't know. Or something else like what's that? Magna, like the largest engine manufacturers. Magna could be a good one. Magna International. They're a beast. So okay, that's good for now. I don't know how many types of people I have there. Like, their second connections. I got 4.3 million to work with here. So let's see what comes up. Okay, and we can even do, if I wanted to, I could instead do industry and do automotive or manufacturing. And we can play with what that looks like compared to what searching from the company perspective looks like. So you mentioned there's a type of title or job title that you're looking to connect with, and what was that? Admins. Are you like I think exec assistant's more on the money than like a secretary, because no one cares what the secretary wants to eat.
No, but
I'd say the executive assistant. That's true. Okay, so let's just go with executive assistant. And again, we can play with it. All right, so let's show the results. Who do we got? 2. Not awesome. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the drawing board. I'm gonna put manager and see if that makes any difference. Although I think it's that I just don't have a lot of people. Okay, manager got 45 hits. That's somewhat better. I'm gonna try something else where I'm gonna get rid of the specific companies and do manufacturing as an industry. It could be transportation. Oh, see, now it's on to me. Do you see how the industry's changed? Before it said like professional services, financial services. So it's like, oh, you're not looking for that. You're looking for this. So it's already suggesting that I look for these things, right? Let's go for these types of industries. Yeah, whatever. Let's do all of them. All right. So no, actually, because when you're sending your message to them, you want to say, I work with auto manufacturers like so and so, right? So like stick to one type of profile or persona, right? So right now we're going for auto industry manufacturers. That's what we're going for right now. Okay, so let's do it. And we're going for managers. Now I got 4,700. Now we're talking, right? Maybe now I can actually niche down into executive assistant instead. Sorry, I'm right in the way, huh? 59. You know, that could be good. If you want a sharpsuit, that's totally fine. So there's two options, right? So there's elbow grease, which is literally just start going connect, 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 connect. If you want, you can send a little note, right? You can connect and you can add a note. So like this person I'm connecting to, Tanya or Deborah, whoever it was, um, Deborah. So I would add a note saying, "Hey Deborah, looking to connect with folks in the auto industry. Um, uh, yeah,
So I don't walk on it.
will be, all right. All right, thanks. Yeah, just, that's it. Don't lead with your, I want something. Like, hey, I'm a caterer. Well, nah. You gotta warm her up, right? Because once you got your hooks in her, once she's on your profile, and then she sees that becomes self-evident. But you don't want to just come guns blazing. Like everyone hates that. It's the same as the cold call. You don't want to go guns blazing with your 7-paragraph freaking message that no one's gonna read. I'm gonna get into that, but you got like 3 sentences max, first of all. So I would send that. And I'm not wasting a connection on Deborah because I don't care. But what I would do with this, so that's the elbow grease way, connect, you can add a note or not, but you just want to get them in your network. First things first. Now, using the AI, what it would look like is hyperlinking this search result of 59 people. It could be up to 1,000 people. And then going to Dripify, I'll have the link here. But what I do is I would add these leads. I'll give it a name, which is auto industry exec assistance. Copy and paste that. All right, 59 of them, create my list. I'm gonna like beef up this list. I'm going to get rid of executive assistant, add manager again. Because you just want anyone in the auto industry at this point. There's 4,700 there. So like, you know, you're building from scratch. You need all the people you can get. So I'm gonna create a new list. This is gonna be auto industry managers. Here, I'm maxing that out at 1,000. Okay, I'm gonna go to next. So these are some pre-built templates or whatever. I'm just gonna do custom and show you exactly what I do. So again, you don't need to use the AI, but yep.
Okay, Dripify. Is that what I'm?
Yes. It's an AI automation tools. There's several. There's like 8, 9, 10 of them. There's one called like Albert. There's like so many of them. So they are integrated with LinkedIn. You connect your LinkedIn account to it. I'll have a link for a 7-day free trial, which means 150 connections, right? So good. So we're going to add an action. The first thing's going to be send that invite to Deborah and everyone else on that 1,000-person list. So if they don't accept, I don't care. I'm just gonna, whatever, who cares? It costs me nothing. Like I don't care if they don't connect with me. Like I don't care because enough of them do. Again, it's like only 30% of them maybe will say yes to a Randy stranger kind of thing. So that's why you want numbers, right? This is a numbers game. This is not sharpshooting. Like it's sharpshooting insofar as you want to have the same type of people that you could send the same message to, where it's not so generic, right? But it's you know, you've got a pretty wide net. So once they do that, once they've accepted, on day 1, after they've accepted, I'm going to endorse their skills. Oh, So nice of you. Well, that means, okay, on your profile, you have skills usually, where people can endorse them. I don't know if I can see my own. Yeah, here's skills, the skills section. So everyone's profile has these skills and you can endorse that skill. So I have 99 plus endorsements on real estate financing and investment properties and so on. So when I do that, it shows up in the notifications saying, Laura endorsed your skill of being an awesome executive assistant or whatever. And so now my name's showing up in her notifications in a positive way, and I've given her something. So it's like this, it's that reciprocity instinct where you're not coming in as a taker, you're brand new on her contact list and you're already making her look good. Okay, so after another hour, I'm also gonna like a post. Now I'm in her notifications twice. And I'm doing good things for her. I'm boosting her visibility for everyone.
So that's only the people that are adopted that you do?
Yes.
Okay.
This is once they accept the invitation,
Oh,
or, yeah.
but it, and so if there's no post, do it just,
They got a post 6 months ago or something, right? Like, very few people would have, like, if there's no post, there's no like, but usually almost, I'd say 99% of people have posted on LinkedIn at least once.
I have.
Exactly, okay, good. Okay, so maybe I'm just gonna make it like in hour intervals here. So that it's just running through them faster because you wanna get it kind of churning through this list quickly. So we're gonna have our pièce de résistance, the message. So now that I've warmed up whomever has accepted this invite, we'll go with Deborah. I'm gonna have a message that goes out to all of them, and you see here, this is Boolean logic, basically, so you can go hi, first name, that inserts their first name. So it's not super generic, also good stuff, and you have maximum 3 sentences here. What I typically like to do is include a call to action and my Calendly link or something at the end, so that if they want to, it's like discovery call both done. And that happens probably 5% of the time, which is still like 7 appointments a week that I did nothing to get. All I need to do is show up to those appointments and be like, hey, I'm Laura, what are you about? Usually I get them to pitch first, and then I tailor my pitch based on what they're about. So that's just a bit of an aside, but you'd want your message to be flatterous, but not overly blowing smoke. You'd want it to sort of indicate that you're going to continue to add value to them. And you'd want a clear call to action, like where you fit in. And maybe people will reply like, oh, no, I don't need this now, or thanks anyway, or say nothing. But again, like, I wouldn't continue to message them. I usually just send one message. I think it's kind of, it's like obvious it's a robot if you send multiple messages, whereas with one short message, it's conceivable that you personally wrote that to them. Okay, so hi, first name, thanks for connecting with me today. A good thing is to ask a question because that absolutely necessitates a response. So thanks for connecting with me. I look forward to viewing your posts. I was curious if you have any necessity for catering at your company events. I work with a lot of auto manufacturers, and then you could put their company name. So again, it's showing that you're paying attention. It doesn't seem like a spam. There's too many things that hit, right? So I work with a lot of auto manufacturers like, your company. And again, your unique value prop. So it was suggested that you go up with like a nutrition angle, how you want the workers to feel good, but have tasty food, right? So, and I don't know how budget conscious these types of organizations are.
Yeah,
Okay, if you had to choose one, right? Again, it could be like good, cheap, or fast? What one is it?
And fresh.
Hot and fresh. Okay. All right, pizza. Okay. I feel like that was taken, but okay.
No. Mostly people when they get food.
Sucks. All right. Nice. All right, so I provide hot and fresh meals for workforces at corporate events. Is it like corporate events or is it on a daily basis?
Okay,
Yeah.
It's all these are, conversations.
Yeah. Staff functions. With a lot of auto manufacturers like you. And yeah. Okay, so you said what you said. Hey, thanks for connecting. I look forward to liking your posts or whatever. So she's like, okay, at least you're not dead weight. You're gonna interact with my post, you're gonna like my post. You've already proven that because you just like post and endorse a skill. And now you're coming in with your ask. And either she needs a caterer right now or she doesn't. Right? And that's a crapshoot. But you have 1,000 people on this list. Somebody's gonna need a caterer within the next 2 months, I promise.
Yeah.
And you're that guy that was in their messages.
I'm actually backed up with that.
Yes, so you can say like, for more information, here's the link to my menu or whatever, or my products, right? So that would make sense, because, or you could just leave it and see if there's interest. Maybe she checks out your profile, maybe you got a few pictures of some nice meals you did on your profile when she goes to check you out before she messages you. I kind of do that a lot. Be like, okay, all right, I see this message. All right, who are you? What are you about? And you'll look at your profile, see if you did any posts lately, and that kind of thing. Okay, so that's basically what I would say. So, if you are, I'd love the opportunity to work with you. Here's my menu list, and then insert link. All right, then you save that, and that's it. I don't recommend it. Like some people do 7, 8 follow-up messages like, hey, did you get my last message? Hey, da, da, da. I think that's super annoying, so no. Just leave it, maybe, reapproach later. But I would just leave it at that. You'll do fine. It's all about building it, right? Like you'll have another 1,000 leads that you'll be able to plunk in there. Just keep going, all right? So I'm gonna call this campaign name Catering for Auto Manufacturers. Save and launch. That's it. So now that's gonna go chew up 25 at a time and get that going. So if you can see over here some statistics from previous campaigns I've done. So if you look at CEOs in Toronto outreach, I had oh wait, I don't think I did that one. Okay, so this BDC one, it says 310 leads completed all the steps, meaning endorse a skill, like the post, they accepted my invite. There was a 55% acceptance rate, so 244 did accept, and a 2.2 reply rate. So you can see here, out of 975 leads, I got 10 replies. Right? That's your 1% right there. Right there, that's your 1%. So just to recap, out of 975 leads, I did cut it short. So I didn't do the whole thing. I was like, whoa, I got too many BDC people. I got chill. But so out of the 200 and so really only 310 accepted. So out of those 310, I got 10 replies.
Can you talk about the 0 acceptance rate with 9.6%?
I think I just stopped it. I didn't, yeah, that seems weird.
Okay.
Oh, you know what I must have done? I just didn't do messages. Yeah, that one was just adding. Because what happens is you get so many replies. And then if you don't respond to them, you have egg on your face. It looks like, you're just kind of spraying and you're not really caring about their reply and you don't seem timely and then you got to make up an excuse.
even though you just posted 2 days ago, and so on. So, you do want to make sure that you're keeping in touch. This particular one has an inbox, so you can see, when it was active, it's just absolutely bananas. Like, hi Matt, hi Masood, hi Mike, like here's one that I said, hope your 2024 is going well. March is a little late to send that, but okay. I guess they accepted my invite late. So I would want to consider rewording that message at this point. It's cute too, so that's enough of that, but I'm looking to see if you want to collaborate, blah, blah, blah. Here's my Calendly if you want to talk. So in this way, we're not doing the back and forth. Is Tuesday good for you? How about 10? Blah, 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 right? Like this is basically a personal assistant EA for $10 a month. In fact, Calendly is free. They have a free plan. So no reason you shouldn't be doing Calendly if you're in the professional services. So that's, basically what the flow looks like. And that's it for Drip of 5 for now. Okay? All right. So back to this. Now, there's other things you can leverage. So we did the search just now, and we are adding them, and we are messaging them. But what about posting? Well, everyone uses ChatGPT. I really like Perplexity. I forgot who even makes Perplexity, but I absolutely use the crap out of it. I don't use it for any images, although you can. Like sometimes when you want a specific image, like, hey, can I get a plate of hot food on top of a car? Like that's kind of a hard image to like find on Google image search, but you can ask an AI engine to create that image for you. Not this one, but in general. Yeah.
What about LinkedIn Premium? Is it working? Nothing.
I liked it for LinkedIn Learning. You do not need premium for this method. I don't personally think you need it. That's my personal view. I think you're better off spending money on Dripify than on LinkedIn Premium, because LinkedIn Premium is not doing all of this for you. It basically allows you to search for more people that you're not already connected to, but I just don't particularly see the value. I think if you're a job searcher, or if you're like looking to hire, or if you're looking to promote like through sponsored ads, then it makes sense, but no.
So what you just did with Dripify?
That's right. It's, yeah, and there, like I said, there's like at least 10 or 12 of these types of automation tools that are API integrated with LinkedIn, and I'm sure there's others for Instagram and TikTok that do the same thing too, but that's not my personal focus. So when we're using AI to create content, what we want to do is something called role playing, okay? So let's use the business consulting use case. So let's say that I am a business consultant. What's your niche?
Organizational resilience.
That focuses on organizational resilience. What are some problems that organizations might have about this? Lack of shared understanding, difficulty in assessing and measuring, balancing short-term, cultivating the right, cool. Addressing contextual factors. So you want to start looking at like, what are the problems people have? And you want it to like pretend that it's you, right? So a better way to do this might be, I am a business consultant looking to, okay, that is marketing to organizations. Something like, what is organizational resilience? So random. Like, what do you mean?
Sorry, what was that question?
Is there something specifically that you consult on, like products?
My original question related to that.
Yeah.
So I would say I help businesses avoid becoming Blockbuster. So Blockbuster was knocked out of the water by Netflix.
Yeah.
They didn't realize that meeting was both an opportunity and a risk. They were focused in on what they were doing, and they didn't see anything ahead, so foresight or anything coming.
Okay, so it's like kind of like, it's not growth, it's basically making sure that you're not obsolete.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, okay, cool. So I'm a business consultant that is marketing to organizations that are worried about becoming obsolete. Obsolete, okay. what are some, okay, so provide me with 10 funny, you could say funny, like whatever your tone is, funny, shocking, tragic, whatever it is, insightful, like blog post ideas, right? So provide me with 10 insightful blog post ideas on this topic. 5 warning signs your organization is at risk of becoming obsolete. That would be a great lead generator, okay? So let's say we want to take that one. Look at how freaking lazy you could be. So write me a blog post on that. Bam. What did I even just do? Okay, so, all right, cool. So the thing you gotta worry about here is that this is way too wordy still, right? And, you know, people, I can tell, I can absolutely tell when a blog post is AI generated. But what it did was, it's so much easier to correct something than to think from scratch, right? Like you can look at this and be like, oh, you know, I would say that differently or, you know, whatever, but it got the juices flowing. So now you add your spin on it. It's much easier to edit something than to start fresh. So you have this blog post, you have these 10 other ideas, maybe 7 are garbage, 3 are great. And maybe some of them, you know, you don't need to actually have it as a long form post. It could be you saying it, or it could be an image, or it could be a thread on X or whatever it is, right? But pick your format, whatever that is. It could be infographics and work with that, whatever you're comfortable with. Not everyone's comfortable on video. Yes, video undeniably gets way more views and traction, but you know, make sure you have captions, for instance, because most people are scrolling on news. So whatever your one like thing is, do that, do it a lot. Some people just share news articles. They don't say anything. They just like share a CBC news article and write a little summary about it, but they do it every day. And they're providing value to people. And, you know, as long as it's on that thing that you are expected to talk about, then it'll be well received. It's not just like random stuff. Like you want to just stay on theme, stay on brand, and you're good. In the case of being a caterer, right? So I am a caterer for manufacturing workers in the auto industry. Write 5 potential taglines for my business that are funny. And you can play with like funny versus whatever else. Fueling the machines and the machinists. Lunch breaks that pack a punch, catering for the gearheads. Right? So like these could be on flyers. These like, you know, you could get your daughter to hop on the Canva and literally slap this on, you know, whatever your brand color is, blue, right? Slap it on a blue background with white fonts and say, that's your post today, right? Like that's something that's like, oh, someone would be like, oh, it's cute. I like it, you know? So, and again, think about who's receiving this. Executive assistants often are women. And they would find something like this cute, whereas a CEO might find this like, you know, kind of hokey. So if you built your audience of executive assistants, this would play. If you built your audience of CEOs, you wouldn't want to take a funny tone. You might want to take a clever tone. Okay, so you get the idea of using that role play and saying, hey, pretend you're me, put on your marketer hat, put on your consultant hat, put on your whatever hat, and give me some content ideas and even make content. So that's that on the AI tools. Information is the ultimate currency. Once you're connected, all you have to do is provide value and share authentically. So whatever that is, whatever your secret sauce is, that thing you know so much about, keep sharing that, keep providing value. And people, and of course, ask for the business every so often too. Have other ways of following up with people, do webinars, do workshops, host events, partner with other organizations to host events. like do everything you can, but like really work on those B2B partnerships. And think of it as like sweat equity, right? Where you're always coming to the table with something of yours that you're willing to offer. You're not asking directly for business. You're saying, hey, I'm going to give this to you. Do you want to do an event together? And at that event, I get to promote my product. They'll be like, yeah, sure. You're giving the food? Absolutely.
So would I actually rent this for my?
Yeah.
Yeah, if I go to my clients right now, like going them. Demonstration for the activities.
Cool.
And
Yeah, so that's an even better message to send out, right? Like, hey, can I do a cooking demo for you? Right? That and if it's free, even better, right? So be like, hey, I offer a free cooking demo or workshop or whatever it is. Would you be interested? Here, click my Calendly link and we'll book it. That's it. Okay. Here, take your phones out. This is the Dripify 7-day free trial. So you would have to type out that entire URL. If you want, I can also have like Priscilla or the team just send it out on Eventbrite to everyone here and they can get the information. But probably easier if you just whip out your phone, take that down. It's really easy to set up. You just put the same email that you use for LinkedIn in it and follow exactly the process that I showed you. I'm also doing a YouTube live stream tomorrow where I go deeper. And so based on that, I also use perplexity.ai. If you wanted to check out that AI tool, you could do the same thing on chat. Questions?
is that the premium version of Perfected?
Nope, that I'm not signed in, I'm not nothing. Like that's like basically Google, like I stopped Googling. Because you could ask such like Google's gonna give you a bunch of random crap, right? They're gonna give you a Pinterest page on something, right? Like that's not what I wanted. This is what you want. And you can ask it really, really complicated things like what are some causes of immunosenescence, which is a medical term. And it can, like oxidative stress, like cellular senescence, like what? Like you, you can become an expert on this thing. Absolutely, about anything. It is incredible. So please use it. Get like just like Google. Just think of it as Google. It's not complicated. And you can even ask it how to ask it things, right? Like, what are some prompts I can use to generate marketing content? Not sure how to ask it? Ask it now. Write this, generate this, outline this, email my right? It's really self-explanatory. Okay, I've made my point.
Can you go back with all?
I'm like, whoa.
What?
Back to the Dripify thing? Yeah, sure. Almost have it. Why am I looking over there?
Let's have a word. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Canva I use and use. Canva's king. Canva's everything.
Everything.
Amazing. Okay, so I want to give you one more tip, or I guess there's 3 more tips, but so I showed you how to hunt, right? That's how to get into the people that you want to, that's how to build your list. That's your hunting mode, but people are looking for you too. And you need to be able to show up in the way that you are, right? And it may not be who you are yet, right? So in the case of Deborah, maybe technically your job title is like, what's your job title? Tech specialist. Right. So, if I wrote tech specialist in my job description over here, like I would never know to find you by using tech specialist. That's not what I would intuit, especially for someone that's doing risk management consulting, right? So what you would want to do is something similar to mine. So you might notice that I have like 1,000 things here, right? And some people are of the opinion that, oh, you can only do one thing. You can't confuse people. You got to pick one. Those days are done, man. How dare you box me in? I have so many skills that I can leverage and monetize. So whatever those skills are, and whether they are concrete skills, like I've been a broker for 17 years, or things that I'm developing into now, like venture capital, which I've been exploring for the last 2 years, and I'm opening a fund now, but like I had to prepare people for that pivot. And my way of preparing people for that pivot was by changing my subject tagline, was by changing my audience to other people that are in the VC space. So think of this as like something that's evolving. You should be updating this tagline every 6 months. Yeah,
So I'm venture capital with the fire,
yeah, you're an angel investor, yeah.
so would I put it in there as well, if I'm part of a?
Yeah, so that would be more so under here, like under your experience. So I have like BDC, Novella, Matrix, right?
Yeah.
So you could put it there. And I would absolutely put that up here because you're looking for other angel investments to be. Yep.
Well, I have a question like for mine, because I have like HR, sales, like project coordinator, operations. Can I put all of that alongside trying to pivot into the healthy or?
So for you, like I have, what do I have here? I have some things that are more fun, like AI evangelists, like obviously no one's gonna look for AI evangelists. So it's not all business here, but what the key words are for in your case, I would say like, you're not, the thing with like things like project management or whatever, you're not looking for another project management job, right? Like think about where you're looking for business, the business that you want to have, not the business that you are doing already necessarily. So, in your jobs down there, you'll have that, but here is where your people might find you for speaking gigs, like we were talking about, where you want to position yourself as a thought leader in that space. So you would have like maybe something fun. You could potentially ask Perplexity, hey, what are some, good job description titles or whatever I could use for myself as someone that owns a t-shirt business based on mental health. Or you could play with that, but I would put like founder, I would put, making t-shirts that matter or something like that, and then mental health advocate, speaker, things like this. Things that you want to grow into, and then next time someone needs a speaker, guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna go to search, they're gonna look for speaker. Are you gonna come up there? Right? That guy did, he's speaker and poet. That chick did, she's entrepreneur speaker.
So in regards to her business, she has like an amazing backstory. And it has to do with suicide, would you like put specific words like that?
I would not put suicide survivor there.
But that's
Because,
fine.
yeah, I mean, it's just a bit, like, I think mental health advocate gets the point across. Suicidal tendencies would be hilarious. That would be totally hilarious. I'm also a suicide survivor, so that's why I'm like able to like comfortably make light of it. But, we're still here. right? So,
No, I'm just trying to see what like kind of keywords are.
yeah, like that's a bit too specific.
Okay.
Yeah, and that would make a good post though. Right? Or maybe if you want to have that here in your about section, you could have something like that there too. So that's another aspect of it, but like, did you notice that with this about section, I had to expand it just now? People only see the first 2 lines. So make sure, oh yeah, that's because I've been a loudmouth about Palestine. So if people are like, oh, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna keep talking about it, so there. So yeah, speak your truth, have a disclaimer if you want, but before, it said like, talk to me if you want, if you're a startup looking to if you need an advisor or coach, if you're looking for funding, then I can help kind of thing, all right? So pay attention to that, change your tagline or subject to a short description of what problem you solve and what your company does. So does anyone else need help determining what their tagline might be? We good there? All right, cool. So, and then get to work, Start adding these people. Yep. Sorry?
What's the tagline?
Tagline, oh, that's the, that was this part. This part,
Oh,
yeah. There's some good examples. Yeah. So some other ones look different, right? Like, because it says empowering the next generation of young professionals through tech transition and immigration strategies. So this is good because it absolutely describes what he does. It describes, you know, his higher purpose. He's not just immigration consultant, right? But I would posit that he would still benefit from adding immigration consultants as well as other things that people might potentially search for. But he does have immigration in here. He also has tech, right? But I would, if I were him, I would put like founder, also immigration consultant, also that lovely description of what he does. Nice, all right. And last thing, I give very few fucks. And that's not everyone. So sometimes people will be like, oh, I'm really shy, or, you know, I really fear rejection, or what will people think, or I don't want to ruffle feathers, or whatever it is. They're worried about the haters. They're worried about not being liked. And the thing is that, like, whoever is giving you this negative criticism, should that ever happen, they're probably not the person you're trying to aspire to be. Because honestly, someone with real stature and someone that's in the position that you want to be in, they're not hating. They're not afraid to share their information. They're not afraid to empower you. That's a very small-minded way of being. And in fact, they're projecting. And remember how I mentioned like hometown haters? It makes them uncomfortable when you're growing because they're not. And it really underscores that they're the same and now you're over here and you guys started in the same place. You went to the same high school, you grew up in the same block or whatever, right? So they're like, I don't like this. They don't like it. They don't like it. They don't like it. It has nothing to do with you. You need new friends. You need friends that are in a place that you want to be, and they're not going to be giving you that. Like, if they are giving you criticism, then you know it's not because they're being petty or they're projecting. They want you to win. So, like, that's the real difference. Like, I can be critical, as it were, right? But I'm not doing it because I hate you or I want you to fail. Okay, so that is all I wanted to say today. If you want to connect with me on LinkedIn, you can scan this and come to my presentation tomorrow on YouTube. It's live streaming, so if you connect with me on LinkedIn, you'll see the link for that. Give you a quick second to do that. Last but not least, Nobellum is hosting the Biz Summit, which is the Black Innovation in STEM Summit for Black founders, entrepreneurs, as well as angel investors that are looking to invest in these startups. We have some incredible startups that will be there. It is free and we'll get out of your way so you can scan that. And thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Laura. Another round of applause for Laura, please. It's amazing. People pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars for that kind of information that she just shared so freely, so graciously, and we're so grateful for that. Thank you so much. Thank you to you too, everyone. Thank you for your time. Thank you for coming. She has shared a lot of resources today, but like we mentioned earlier, you can also list your businesses on facecoalition.com. Join over 8,000 businesses who have already done that so that you can reach a wider target audience. Okay. Yeah. Also, we have the loan fund is still there. You know, we still have a lot of money to give out. So the loan fund. So if you need a loan for your business, we're here. If you need any kind of other support, Nobellum is there, Casa Foundation is there, and we can connect you to all these ecosystem partners that are just here to support you. You can see if you didn't come today, maybe you probably wouldn't know some of the information that you were able to get today, right? So there's so much more where that came from. We'll reach out to you again when there's an event in future. I was telling Felicia, she just left, that, I was, looking forward to a bigger audience because more people registered. And she said, this was really good. Let's have more in-person events. And I said, okay, that's encouraging. I hope you come. If we invite you again, I hope you come. Another word of thanks to our panelists. Thank you, Tunde. Thank you, Augustine. Thank you, Laura. A round of applause for them. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. Like I mentioned, this is CASA Foundation's venue. They are one of our ecosystem partners. They can help you prepare your business plan, financial projection, tax filing, all for free if you're a Black entrepreneur. So tell a friend, to tell another friend, to tell another friend. All the support you need to build generational wealth is within reach now. This is the time to tap into it, okay? Thank you, everyone. That's my time. My name is Priscilla. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you.